All right, St. Louis. I'd like to say good morning on this Friday morning. It's about 6:22 here in Florida. I hope everyone's having a nice day so far. We're gonna go to school today, St. Louis. I don't know if you're ready, but I want you to buckle your seatbelts because I think it's time for us to go for a ride. Many of you are asking yourselves, why do we need to go for a ride? The reason being is because you don't necessarily know that you don't know anything. I'm not necessarily trying to be insulting. I'm just trying to let you know the truth. And in letting you know the truth, this truth will unquestionably set you free. From the beginning of creation, which many think is 13.8 billion years ago. In other words, it happened a long time ago, and subsequently 13.8 billion years later, there was us. No, that's not how it works. I'm one to believe that everything that's occurring is occurring within your mind, and it's due to power. The power within us is approximately, I would say, close to 14 billion years of power. Not years as we call years, but power. However, unfortunately, we are only utilizing roughly about 100 years of power. So the life expectancy is about 60 to 80, if not a little longer. But you're losing the power that you currently possess. So as a result, you could never come up with the understanding that you were following deception. It's no different than a perpetual motion machine. Many believe it's very difficult to create such a machine because you're going to need more power than you have in order to create the machine. And that's more than likely unlikely because of the fact that you don't have enough power to be able to go into the future, which will be towards the beginning. In other words, you're living in the end, which is life expectancy 100 years, and that's 100 years of power. Just think, you got a 100 watt light bulb and you got a 13.8 billion watt light bulb. That 100 watt light bulb can't compare to 13.8 billion watt light bulb. So that tells you that you can't think at that level to understand that you never understood. So as a result, you're going to start following the distorted view, false doctrine, false teaching. And the reason you're following it is because you're illiterate. Not insulting being illiterate. You just don't know. You have not the capacity to do what you need to do. It's just like a young lady that might have 4 or 5 kids and she's feeding the kids potato chips every day. And you can't figure out why she's not giving the kids steak and turkey and bread and vegetables and fruit, but she giving them potato chips because she got a low capacity mind. Even though you can see that she shouldn't be feeding them the potato chips and the candy, but in her mind, that's okay because of her capacity of power. That's what's actually going on in the world today. We have established false religion, false doctrine, deities. We're following after things that are not what we should be following after. And as a result of following after these things, we're constantly depleting in power, not realizing we never reach the ultimate power, which is 13.8 billion years of power. Many of you have somewhat of an understanding of what I'm saying, but many of you don't. It's not your fault, your mama's fault, your grandmama's fault, your great-great-grandmama's fault. Everybody's been following deception from the beginning of creation. So as a result, everyone's looking for God outside themselves. God is not outside you. God is in you. God is a perfect sound, a perfect light. God is power. And until you get to that level of understanding, you're not going to know that you don't know because you have not the power to be able to extrapolate to know that you never knew. So until we get to this level of understanding, all will remain the same. People will be making merchandise of you, just like a lot of the pastors and apostles. People talking about apostolic They're showing you some form of something, but in most cases, it's witchcraft. It's open air. You're seeing things. These are false signs and wonders. You must build your inner spirit so you can fight darkness. I'm speaking in terms of principalities and powers and rulers of this dark world. We must come together, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I don't give a damn what country you're from. It doesn't make a difference because it has nothing to do with country. It has something to do with power. Wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful day on the day, and also a wonderful weekend. But remember, there's a brother that love you like never before, and I'm going to always love you. And the reason I love you is because you are loved. You just hadn't tapped into it. Once you tap into it, you'll realize you had someone that really cared about you, that was willing to fight, and that someone is your brother here in Florida. Shout out to Georgia, Alabama. Shout out to St. Louis, my favorite place. Shout out to Florida, New York, the Bahamas. Chi-Town, Tanya's in the house. Shout out to Virginia. Shout out to my son Winston, my son Walter, my son-in-law Gabe, my daughter Zion, my daughter-in-law Catherine, my grandbaby Noah, my grandbaby Now. Also, shout out to Danielle. Until next time, remember, I don't play the radio, and I'm fearless. And it's time to go to the gym to work out. May God bless you all. God bless.